Hey, Mitch.
Oh, hey, Ed, what's up?
Hey, I'm so excited. It's the 30th anniversary of Radioland Murders, one of my favorite movies. So I thought we'll talk about that.
Oh, Ed, Radioland Murders is one of the worst movies ever. And besides, everyone knows you can't get killed by a radio.
No, it's a fantastic murder mystery. What are you talking about? It's an awesome film from Lucasfilm.
Ed, don't you remember that old song, Video Killed the Radio Star?
Well,
Let's just start the show.
hi, this is Ed Dollister.
And this is Mitch Halleck.
And welcome to another exciting episode of Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure. If it's your first time here, thanks so much for joining us. If you are a regular viewer, thanks so much for coming back. Mitch, before we start today's topic, can you tell us a little bit about how you can find out more about what we do here at
Oh,
Mitch and Ed's
Ed,
Excellent Adventure?
Okay, there. Okay, Ed, it's easy as being a ventriloquist on the radio. All you've got to do is hit the subscribe button below, and you too will come along with me and Ed and smash that like button too below because it makes us feel good and gets our numbers up so more people just like you can find out all about our excellent adventures. Now, where are we going today, Ed?
We are heading to a wonderful movie, a movie that I loved. I saw it in the cinemas. I was probably one of the only few people who saw it in the cinemas. Radioland Murders. And I knew a lot about this film because I remember being in the Star Wars fan club and
Mhm.
reading all about it. And I think that's when it went from went from Bantha Tracks to the Lucasfilm fan club. I think it was like a book like then or a magazine at that point,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
seeing all these amazing, they were doing all these amazing digital visual effects in there and everything like that. Mel Smith, the director of it, who I knew from the comedy duo Alas Smith and Jones, was the British comedy show, so I knew him. I thought this is going to be fantastic, but a lot of people didn't think it was fantastic. Did you see this in the movie cinemas?
I did actually. Not only did I see it in the movie cinemas, I saw it in the New York City movie cinema. I saw it at the Ziegfeld Theater, which was a beautiful theater. I don't think it exists anymore. The thing of it is, it was my friend's wedding in New York City, and we went to the wedding. I was in the wedding party, and Sharon, it had to be 19, it was 1992, wasn't it?
94.
I'm sorry, 94. What happened is we had a couple days off in New York City between the wedding and all that. So I said, let's go see this brand new Lucasfilm film called Radioland Murders. I, just like you, was reading the Lucasfilm news. I followed the making of it, all this new digital effects that were going to be computer stuff, things we've never seen before, green screen, which was all new technology. So I went and dragged my lovely bride to see this movie, and she always remembers it because she was just recovering from a broken foot. And she'll tell you how I made her walk blocks in New York City to get to the Ziegfeld Theater on a broken foot to watch it in a beautiful, gigantic screen. And she fell asleep during the movie, and it was a horrible movie. And that's my recollections of Radioland Murders. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for now. No, okay. I'm sorry that that was a bad experience. Before we go to a little bit more detail about the film, let's go to Leonard Maltin. It's oh my gosh. Okay, the half the review is the cast list because
Yeah,
it does have a huge
it
cast.
does. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, frenetic, wearisome farce about backstage murders on opening night of a Chicago radio network in 1939. Many talented performers are given nothing to do. Executive producer George Lucas apparently concocted this stories years earlier.
Mm.
1.5 stars.
Well, wasn't it from the writing team of William Hayek and Gloria
Gloria
Katz?
Katz, it was
The folks,
indeed. And they
Temple of Doom, More
yeah,
American
and
Graffiti.
they came up with the story. George Lucas came up with the story. He got them to write it around the time of American Graffiti and just prior to Star Wars.
Mhm.
And it was sort of in development hell for many years. It was actually going to star, or I suppose proposed to star, Steve Martin and
Wow.
Cindy Williams in the lead role. And actually, that would have
Ooh.
been pretty good, I think.
Well, Cindy Williams back in the early 80s, probably when she was a TV star. on Laverne
Yes.
and Shirley. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this was back in the
Yeah.
70s when they were
Oh yeah.
developing
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely in the 70s. She was still coming off of Laverne and Shirley, and then she was in The
Yeah.
Conversation and American Graffiti. Yeah,
And
I could
Steve Martin was just doing The Jerk and
The
was on the
Jerk.
rise
Yeah.
with multiple movies.
Yep.
It's on paper, it seems like an amazing film.
Yeah.
There's such a
Yeah.
good cast. I'm going to read through some of the cast lists and I'll do it slowly because it gives me time to put up some photos. But you've
Yep.
got Brian Benben, who I've never heard of Brian Benben
No,
before.
I knew Brian Benben from an HBO comedy series where he would imagine things. It was about a kid that grew up
Oh,
watching TV. And that's how the show started off, with the little baby sitting in front of the TV. And every time things would happen, he'd have flashbacks to like a TV
I do
situation.
remember that. You had
That's the only
Mary,
place I knew him from.
yep, Mary Stuart Masterson, Christopher Lloyd,
Yeah.
Who only did all his shots. He was the Foley artist. He did
Yeah.
all his
Yeah.
shots in one day. You had Ned Beatty. You had
Right. Anita Morris.
oh yes, Stephen Tobolowsky from Groundhog Day and
That's right. From the Philadelphia Experiment
that's
last
right,
time.
Jeffrey Tambor, George Burns in his last film role at 97. You had Michael Lerner, who I remember as the mayor, I think, in Godzilla, in that awful Godzilla movie.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's been Scott Michael Campbell, who was Billy, the I suppose the page boy who was helping out. Joey Lawrence, Brian James from
Oh, Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, Billy Barty, Larry Miller. You had Bo Hopkins. There was Rosemary Clooney. You had all these amazing stars in it. It was a screwball comedy in the style of the 1930s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Catherine Hepburn and Cary Grant and all those sort
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Um,
Hepburn and Tracy, you're thinking of.
exactly. It was frenetic. It was a farce. I really enjoyed it. That there
Mm.
was that film, and the other film that came out around that time was Oscar with Sylvester
Oh,
Stallone.
Stallone. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I love that film as well. That flopped big time. That was
Oh, yeah.
another farce. It was like switching suitcases.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like the slapstick comedy of this.
Mm.
And the performances were really good. We watched it again on DVD. It's hard to find it's not on Disney Plus or
I don't
anything
think
like
it's
that.
on anything. No.
But did you know that Brian Benben's character and Mary Stuart Masterson's character
Wasn't
were
she from Night of the Comet?
uh she might have been actually.
That Mary Stewart. That's who I think that is. But anyway, go ahead.
They were apparently the parents of Kurt from American Graffiti.
Oh, this ties into the American Graffiti.
Because they were like the Hendersons.
Yeah, the
And yeah,
Hendersons. Yeah.
and they were apparently Kurt's
Really? So
parents.
this radio station in Modesto?
No, this was in Chicago.
Oh, because I was going to say, wasn't American Graffiti set in Modesto? It was, but anyway, maybe they
Maybe
moved.
their parents moved. So
No, it's funny you say. I think Mary Stuart Masterson, wasn't she in The Last Starfighter? Wasn't she the girl in that movie
no,
too?
that was Catherine.
I don't know, but anyway, I do know this was
Stewart?
also
Catherine
Anita Moore.
Stewart?
Yes, Catherine Stewart or
Yeah, was
some.
it?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know. I
Um,
can't remember. We'll have
well,
to check
down
our
here,
special.
we'll know which one was right. It's also, I believe, Anita Morris's last role too, because she passed away from cancer
She did.
during the making
Unfortunately,
of it, I
yes.
believe.
And there's the film is dedicated to her honor as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
So it was a low budget film.
Oh yeah.
Like George Lucas said, with our digital effects, we can make it for about $10 million. It ended up costing $15 million, I would say. The
Didn't
production was
Brian?
sorry.
Didn't Ben Burt lend a hand in directing?
In fact, you know what I was going to look up?
Yeah.
Did Laird Malamed work on
Laird
this?
worked on. Because this is all the same time as Young Indiana Jones.
You know what?
And for the folks who are watching, this have no idea who Laird Malamed is. Ed and
Shame
I
on
are
you. Shame on you.
we're on a podcast for the last 20,000 years called the IndieCast about Indiana Jones, and Laird is one of the contributors to that show. But he's also a sound engineer from Lucasfilm back in the 90s, as well as Guitar Hero and Activision and all these other things. I think he invented the telephone as well. But
And he was
Hilarious
working on
friend of
Young
mine.
Indy at the time of this because they basically filmed this in between. I can't see his credit
No,
on this,
but
but
I
I'm
do know
sure
that
he had his hand in it somewhere.
I'm pretty sure that he did because I know a lot of this technology that they learned from the Young Indiana Jones TV show, the green screen and the digital effects. A lot of that was put to use here, specifically the end of the movie where there's an airplane sequence at the top
Yes.
of the radio tower. That's like that was the big finale, and
Yeah,
it's
they had
even
the and digital matte paintings and
digital
the
map
the
paintings and stuff.
production design was by Gavin Bouquet,
Yes, who
who
did
did
the Phantom Menace?
prequels and
Yeah.
he was involved in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. So if you are a young Indiana Jones fan or a Star Wars fan, it does have significance, this film.
Hmm.
Um, I loved it when it came out and really enjoyed it. And I know there are other fans out there. Lucas, I'm looking at you, Lucas from Lucasfilm. Hopefully, there's going to be a retrospective on the
Well,
Lucasfilm website, I think.
well,
Well,
well.
they
We
might
have to talk.
just put this up. Put this
No,
episode
we
up.
gotta talk merchandise because believe it or not, and I know it's hard to believe, there are some very rare collectibles associated with this film, and I believe isn't it a radio that has a
So
little
there
air?
is, and I don't have it. I've actually got the model of radio that they brought out, which looked like a on air
Yeah,
just an AM FM radio. Lucas does have this in his possession, and it's just branded with Radioland Murders. So
right.
there is that. There's the Joel McNeely score.
Who was
And
also the composer for the Young Indiana Jones
yes,
television show.
and
So
didn't
yeah,
he do Shadows of the Empire as well? Along,
he
oh,
did
I
do
know
Shadows of the
Lawrence
Empire.
Rosenthal did the but Shadows of the Empire too. Um,
Yeah.
there's not much else though.
No, there's not much. There's a poster because I
Mm.
had the poster,
And what
and
a great tagline at WBN, the hits just keep coming, or it was something like
yeah.
that. It was good.
No,
I think it
I
was
mean,
just at
look,
the
like
wrong
you said on
time.
paper, it could have easily been done in the 40s. It had that little, but here's what my problem is, and I think this is what the movie Bob, how do you say his name? The lead,
Oh, Brian Benben.
Brian Benben, right there. No offense to Mr. Benben, the name doesn't come up there with Cary Grant, Rock Hudson. Is it Benben? I mean, he's just this schleppy guy.
He's got three first names.
It could have been Charles Martin Smith who played the Toad. I mean, it was one of those guys. I mean, you needed a Richard Dreyfuss if he was younger could have
Bill
done this.
Murray.
Bill Murray. You needed some a Chevy Chase. You needed a little suave, sophisticated guy that's also kind of shady. Because this guy just came across as a nebbish. He's like a Woody Allen. And I don't know if
Yeah, I
people really like
suppose.
that. Yeah, I
I
just remember watching this movie and going, I didn't like the lead actor. And
I didn't know who he was. You know who I was surprised popped up? Bobcat Goldthwait.
yeah, I can't remember what he played, but he's like,
He
isn't
was
he
one
like,
of the writers in the writers' room. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
you know, it wasn't a big box office hit. It cost $15 million to make. Do you know
What do I make?
how much it made?
Two, 2 million, 100,000.
$1.3 million.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And you could actually count my money. I mean, literally your ticket and my ticket
Yeah.
and Sharon's ticket from the New York showing. And I remember she was more upset about it, made her walk to go to this movie, and it wasn't good. If it was good, and I knew we were in trouble on opening day because, of course, I was back in the day, every Lucasfilm production, opening day, first show. So I was there when it opened in New York,
Me too.
and there was like 4 people in the theater, and that was it. And there was no internet. I didn't even know Box Office Mojo to tell me this thing was going to be a dud, and it was a dud. I don't think I've ever seen it again. I think maybe I saw it on cable TV once for a little
Oh,
bit,
look,
but
it's well worth it. I forgot even Michael McKean. There is
oh, Lenny from Lenny and
yes,
Squig. Yeah,
um Corbin Burnson.
he's in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's the
oh,
announcer. You need
oh. It's
okay,
been it's
Mitch.
been 30 years, buddy.
Look,
So,
well, it's been probably 30 hours since I watched it last, so I
oh,
would
you just
say,
watched it.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I bought the DVD when on my first trip to America,
oh.
because it wasn't available here in Australia. So, um, there is a Blu-ray version of it, I believe, but
Oh.
not it's not on any streaming that I can find. It's really
Really?
worth watching. It's just a fun comedy.
I wonder if it's on YouTube. I'll look after we're
Okay.
done. Because things pop up like the Philadelphia Experiment and Damnation Alley. I watch these for free on YouTube here. I'm like, well, okay, they're here.
So
You know what?
Lucas at Lucasfilm, let's do a 4K version and we
There's a
can do the
channel.
commentary. We'll do the
There's a
commentary.
no. There's a channel here called Tubi.
Oh yeah, we've got Tubi
TBI.
here as well.
Dude, it's a treasure trove of 80s schlocky movies and 70s movies because I just found it the other day. I downloaded it. I found one of the movies that I'm in because of this Tubi thing. It's these horrible movies. If you're into horrible movies, watch Made for Each Other and watch the bar scene when the people are eating buffalo wings with George Siegel and Danny Masterson. Because I'm in that scene, and you'll see me off to the right eating wings and cheering on things. So that's the only reason to watch it. After that, turn it right off. Patrick Warburton's in it, and Busy Phillips or something like that, Mackenzie Phillips' sister. So whatever. Neither here nor there, but I bet you Radioland Murders is on the. And though Radioland Murders crashed and burned here in the States, in Japan, where George Lucas was worshipped as some type of god, like 3PO, I think this actually did well over there.
Well,
Hey,
it deserves to. It deserves to find another audience. Hopefully, the three people watching this, you are that audience. All right.
you
You know
are
what?
those people, Radioland.
You know what else deserves watching?
Us? Yeah,
Yes. How
our
can you
show,
find it?
yes.
How can you find
Our
out a little bit more about it?
our Videoland murder. Oh, and
Yes,
it's easy as being sponsored by Ovaltine, the drink and talking like this a lot. We didn't do that. You have to
I
hold
know.
your ear for some reason. Yes, you too can subscribe to the Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure by hitting the subscribe button below and hitting the like button. And remember, to all you ships at sea, be kind, write to your mother, and wear clean underwear because that's what God would want us to do. Signing off for Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure, this is the host of the most, Mitchell A.S. Halleck, and his partner in crime, the wonder from down under, the man who never wears underwear.
Ed Dollister. We'll see you
That's
next
correct.
time. Thanks so much for watching.